Welcome to Dumpster Diving, where we look at something horrible from the past. Today, Charles in charge. The episode begins with the boys stuck doing the dishes because Lila's parents promised her that if she got straight A's on her report card, she could get her nails done. That's right, kids. We didn't get new cars or cell phones or computers or a fifth of vodka for our academic achievements. We got Lee press-on nails. Charles comes in and asks Douglas, the middle child, if he has the $5 he owes him. Douglas feigns ignorance and Charles is agitated. He almost goes full "where's my money" on the kid and explains that he needs the cash for his trip to Florida. He needs $60 but only has half. If he gets the $5 from Douglas and $25 that Buddy is getting for his chemistry textbook, then I'll be all set. The youngest child, Jason, is wondering if Charles will be able to help him with his Indian Scouts Merits badge. I know that Charles is supposed to be babysitting these kids, but I mean, do these parents do anything? Douglas tells Charles that not only does he not have the $5 he owes, but he wants to borrow $10 more because he wants to be a father. Before Charles can break the sad news that a child that deeply discounted is sure to have some kind of birth defect, like ginger hair, the doorbell interrupts him. Buddy is there with Gwen to break down how much this trip is going to cost. Charles is short and he doesn't know what to do. Douglas explains that he actually wants to sponsor an African child with his friend Patsy. Patsy is obviously Angelina Jolie using an alias. Patsy comes in and everyone leaves them alone, and it's revealed that Patsy is actually blackmailing Douglas. It seems she took a picture of him through a peephole into the boys' locker room. So scratch Angelina Jolie, Patsy is a sex criminal, constantly carrying a camera with her so that she can catch boys in compromising positions. So I guess Kevin Spacey. Douglas forks over the money but forgets to ask for the picture like an amateur, and Patsy bounces out the door to join her dad Harvey Weinstein in their effort to exploit people everywhere. Charles begs the mom for money, but she says she's broke and he'll have to ask Mr. Pembroke. Lila walks in and displays her new nails, which look more like claws. Douglas says she looks like Elvira, and Charles says she's more like Howard Hughes. So, two dynamite and timeless references there. The dad comes in for dinner and keeps getting hilariously preoccupied with his actual children and their money worries. The college-aged man who watches his children while they sleep finally gets the nerve to ask him for the money, and the dad agrees, presumably to get Charles out of his house for a weekend. The gang make it to their hotel room, and Baio and Ames revert to their characters from Zapped, look it up kids, and drool over the women around them. The girls show up, and it seems that the hotel is overbooked and they'll have to share a room. None of them have a big problem with it, but then a Japanese stereotype walks in and says his name is Mr. Asuka. He says that he's also booked in the room. Gwen wants Mr. Asuka to leave, but Charles insists that he stays since there are no other rooms available. The boys leave for a beach party with some girls they met, and Mr. Asuka parties with the girls by the pool. Charles calls Gwen and informs her that he and Buddy have been arrested, and she needs to bail them out. She doesn't have the money, but Charles does, money that was supposed to be for his return flight. Gwen bails him out, and before Charles can explain what happened, Douglas calls him and says he needs a horse for his adopted African child, and now he needs more money. Even over the phone, Charles proves more perception than the boy's actual father and pushes him to confess. Douglas finally does, and Charles tells him he can't allow himself to be blackmailed. Just let the girl release child pornography to the school and ride it out. Yep, that's the 80s. No consequences for Patsy, other than regret for that side ponytail later in life. Buddy comes in and admits he can't sit down because he's sunburned. It's then that they explain what happened. The beach party that they went to was apparently a nude beach party, which was illegal. The police came and arrested everyone, and even though the charges were dropped, the bail money won't be released for 60 days. Buddy, obviously not proud of his package, refused to turn over, so his butt got burned. Charles doesn't want to disclose this incident to his employer, Patricia, so he's in a bind over how to get home. Mr. Asuka talks to Charles privately and reveals that he understands more English than he let on. He gives Charles the money to get home because of the kindness that Charles showed him earlier. Back at home, Charles gives the family various terrible gifts: a t-shirt, a rubber alligator, flip-flops, and boxer shorts. For the youngest child, who's trying to earn a badge in fire starting, Charles bestows a lighter to an 8-year-old. We end the episode with Charles asking Douglas how it went when the picture was released. He says all the girls are smiling at him in the hallway now. So what we've learned from this episode of Charles in Charge is that Douglas has a bigger cock than Willie Ames. Thanks for watching this episode of Dumpster Diving. Please comment below, give us a like, subscribe to this channel by hitting the Member When button. Come back every Thursday for more episodes of Dumpster Diving and every Tuesday for deleted chapters from famous novels. Look in the description for our website and our social media handles, and thank you again. See you next time.